Why do people sometimes choose to believe lies, even when they know the truth? Why does exposing a lie often provoke anger and hostility? Today, we'll explore the psychology of lies and truth, how they shape identity, and how we can approach them without losing ourselves. Beneath the surface of everyday life, there are systems, patterns, and truths most people never stop to question. This is Underframe Project. We explore what exists beneath the surface. Many lies are not born out of malice, but from the need to protect ourselves from pain. The truth can hurt, forcing us to feel anxiety, guilt, or responsibility. Choosing a lie becomes a way to cope with daily life. The lie acts as a temporary shield. It doesn't eliminate the problem. It only postpones it. But in the short term, it provides relief. Some lies are chosen consciously because they serve a purpose. They reduce responsibility, help avoid conflict, or maintain social status. This is not ignorance. It's a strategic choice. Here, intelligence is working with the lie. It's calculated, refined, and often rationalized with perfect logic. The key question shifts from "is it true?" to "what do I gain by believing it?" When a lie is repeated over time, it becomes part of one's identity. Challenging it can threaten years of self-perception and provoke fierce resistance. The lie shapes decisions, relationships, and filters reality. To question it is to question the person themselves. When someone defends a lie fiercely, it's often not about the facts. They are protecting who they are. Everyone is immersed in their small but big things. Work, family, responsibilities, routines. These priorities determine how much emotional space a person has to face the truth. The lie often functions as a survival tool. It allows them to cope today, even if the cost is greater tomorrow. The smaller the margin, the less a person can restructure their view of the world. For them, facing the truth can feel impossible. When should we intervene? Silence is not always respect, but confronting the truth at the wrong moment can worsen the situation. Ethical responsibility lies in the quality of intervention, not in controlling the outcome. We can guide, suggest, or plant seeds of reflection, but we cannot force change. Seeing lies everywhere can harden us, or make us cynical. But to remain connected to reality, we must observe without judgment, and differentiate between harm and daily survival. Feeling morally superior because we see the truth is dangerous. It isolates us, blinds us to limits, and prevents real empathy. We must separate intention from outcome and accept that people often lie to protect themselves, not to harm others. Intervening requires timing, emotional margin, and patience. Micro-interventions, small truths, questions, or hints can be more effective than trying to force a full revelation. We are responsible for how we act, not for the outcome. Sometimes the best we can do is guide, not control. But there is another side to this conversation that people rarely talk about. Every avoided truth has a cost. Sometimes the cost is invisible at first, almost microscopic. Tiny deviation in direction. A small compromise. A subtle lie we tell ourselves, just to get through the day. But life works like an arrow in flight. A 1 millimeter deviation at the beginning can become a completely different destination over time. And the frightening part is that most people do not notice the change while it is happening. This is how entire lives slowly drift away from who people really are. Not through one catastrophic decision, but through thousands of small adjustments made to avoid discomfort, conflict, fear, or uncertainty. At first, the lie feels harmless. Then it becomes routine. Eventually, it becomes reality itself. This also explains why people can become aggressive when their illusions are challenged. Most of the time, they are not defending facts. They are defending emotional stability. When someone exposes a lie, even gently, it can feel like an attack on the entire structure holding a person together. And this is important to understand. Intelligence does not protect people from self-deception. In many cases, intelligent people simply build more sophisticated justifications. The human mind is incredibly creative when protecting itself from pain. That is why arguments alone rarely change people. Facts are often powerless against emotional necessity. But there is another trap waiting here. Once we begin noticing these mechanisms in others, we can start believing we are somehow above them. That may be the most dangerous illusion of all. Because nobody is completely free from self-deception. Nobody sees reality with perfect clarity. We all have blind spots. We all have emotional filters. We all protect certain narratives about ourselves. The difference is not between people who lie to themselves and people who do not. The difference is between people willing to question themselves and people unwilling to do it. Real self-awareness is uncomfortable. It means being capable of asking, what if I am wrong? What if I am protecting an illusion too? Perhaps this is the hardest truth of all. Accepting reality requires emotional strength. Not intelligence, not education, not status. Emotional strength. Because truth often demands sacrifice. It may require us to change direction, leave environments behind, admit mistakes, or rebuild parts of our identity from scratch. And many people are simply exhausted. Some are overwhelmed by work, relationships, anxiety, survival, loneliness, or pressure. They are not avoiding truth because they are evil or stupid. Sometimes they are just trying to stay functional. Understanding this does not mean approving every lie, but it changes how we look at people. And maybe that is where wisdom begins. Not in believing we possess the truth perfectly, but in remaining open enough to face it, even when it hurts. Because in the end, the goal is not to become fearless. The goal is to become honest enough to keep adjusting our direction before the distance becomes too great. Truth and lies coexist in all our lives. Learning to observe without judgment, recognize our limits, and choose when and how to act is key. We cannot change everything, but we can decide how to respond. If this video made you reflect, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It truly helps the channel grow and supports deeper conversations like this one. And most importantly, keep questioning, even yourself. This is Underframe Project, where we question the hidden structures beneath reality.